What's good? What's good, my peopleizations? Trillion Dollar Dream Deuce, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on your boy Blue. He said, yo, Blue, line and fight up with me and BFTB. His mouth too wild, and I want to punch him in it. Headgear or no headgear, don't matter. Next LDBC meeting. Salute to my brother Trillion Dollar Dream. Man, why you want to fight my brother BFTB? That's the bro. Why you want to fight the bro? Hey, he said glove headgear or no headgear. Hey, yo, wow, man. He said headgear or no headgear. The beautiful queen, Jackie Hernandez, in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on your boy Blue. Peace and blessings, queen. Appreciate you. Joseph Johnson, what up, nephew? Coda, my brother, what's up, family? Minister Murray, what's good? Enzo 88, QY Dub Network. Marcus R, what's good? Malik Black, what's good? Marco, what's up, Marco? You want to jump on tonight? Salute to my brother Marco Boston. Go subscribe to my brother Marco Boston. Kaya Hype, what's good? Yee Huncho, what up, nephew? Charles Edward Cheese, my brother. JJ Short, Deuce. Julius Thomas, Steve Mega. Knoxville Will. 3800 Ernesto. Justin Hawkins. King Alley. Poe Porter. Isaiah Young. God's Greatest. Boxing News DC. Kareem 0814. 8. Marcus R. Foot. What's going on? The Cerebral One. Cut West. Johnny Player. Happy Valley Farm. Stephen L. The Mac LLC. Cut West. GFS Blackout. Dodamic Jackson. Minister Murray, Just Being E. Philly L. Dr. Sebastian Longstaff. Press. My great brother Coda. What's goody, my peoples? Cameron Love, what's good? Okay, Marco, send me your email. DeMarcus Martin, Biscuit Joy, Chris J, Maya Egypt, peace and blessings, beautiful queen. How you feeling today? Professor X, my brother. Q_3 Deuce 3 Blue. Is it possible Chop Chop can help Errol with sparring if he get the rematch? Yeah, Chop Chop can help Errol. Chop Chop got power. Hey, Chop Chop stay in shape too. He stay in shape. D Webb, what's good? Scotty Vaughn, what's up? Rayvon Harris, what's good? Via Ferrer, what's good? Chop Chop stay in shape. Blue, you don't believe your title. Why not? What don't I believe in the title? Tell me, great brother. What don't I believe? Rayvon Harris, D Webb, what's up, family? What don't I believe in the title, great brother? Tell me. Rosalie Williams, what's good? Rosalie, Mike Lee, what up, comrade? Press, what's good? Raw Glizzy, what's good? Marvelous Tracks, what's good, great brother? Biscuit Joy, you be hating on Canelo. Well, see, you see the beautiful thing about this here, Biscuit Joy, about tonight is that I can actually send you a link. And now you can actually come on, show your face, and tell me how I'm hating on Canelo. Marvelous Tracks, what's good? We got a deal? See, that's the best part about at night. I got a link. Vincent Thornton, what's good? See, during the day, I don't have a link. Mr. Exxon 240, what's up? Oh, yeah? Blessings to you, man. Salute to the late, great Boogaboo, man. Salute. Trevor Lyons, what's good? So, Anthony X, what's good? So, Biscuit Joy. Do we have a deal? Jesus Castro, what's good? Are we in agreement? Biscuit Joy. Biscuit Joy. Wayne Watts, what's up, family? Do we have a deal? Biscuit Joy. Don't time them out. Don't block them. Don't do anything. Smith the Enterprise, let's go. Yeah, I wanna get him on here. Biscuit Joy. Are we in agreement? Fly Guy Squad, what's up, family? Tila, what's going on? Chris Brooks, what's going on? Do we have a deal? Biscuit Joy. Quincy Carter, my brother, what's up, family? Biscuit Joy, let me know what we got going on, great brother. Tell me something. Tell me something good. Lou about to hit him with the Tupac and 2-piece and a biscuit. Yeah, I want to see what he says. The blessed one, what's good? Chris J, what's good? You thinking a link's supposed to scare me? I've been in and out of the penitentiary. Here goes the link. Biscuit Joy. Now, Biscuit Joy, can we have a little wager on this? Marky Dan, 1, 2, 3. What up, Marky? Mike Williams, what's good? Southwest Dice, what's good? Maya Egypt, peace and blessing, beautiful queen. AK Crowder, my brother, what's up, family? Why we gotta wait for A-side, brother? It's me and you. You said, Blue, you've been hating on Canelo Alvarez. Now we gotta wait for A-side. Why we waiting for A-side, brother? We don't need to wait for A-side. Come on, click the link, brother. Click the link, right, brother? Can we put a wager on this? And I'll put a poll up. And Laylaw, what's good? He a good neutral. You don't need neutral party. Why do you need neutral party? Why do you need a mediator? You don't need a mediator. When you went to the penitentiary, like you said, you went to the penitentiary by yourself. You didn't go there with nobody else. And word to the wise, Mr. Carter, what's good? Going to the penitentiary is not a badge of honor, and it doesn't mean anything other than you got caught. Bernard Crawford, what's good? That's all going to the penitentiary means. Nobody volunteers to go to the penitentiary. It's not like you signed up to go to the penitentiary and say, hey, man, choose me. Gay Moore, what's up, family? I'm going to the penitentiary. No, you committed a crime within the streets and you went to the penitentiary. You didn't have a choice to go to the penitentiary, great brother. So you said that as if you had a choice. You didn't have no choice. So anybody could go to the penitentiary. Dion Dub, what's up, family? It don't mean anything. No, that don't mean you've been through tough times. That just means you got caught. That's all that means, brother. It doesn't mean you've been through tough times. I've been through tough times in the street. I didn't get caught and you did. That's the difference. Julio Concepcion, my great brother. What's up with you, Julio? Mike Williams is good. That's all that means, great brother. See, anybody that's been in these streets and understands the difference between it doesn't mean anything, but you got caught. So I was in the streets, you was in the streets, you got caught for whatever reason. That's all that means, brother. That don't mean the lessen my load of the things I've been through, tough times. That don't mean you've been through tougher times, great brother. We talking boxing. What does that have to do with it? You just get it. Some people get lucky, some people don't. You know what I'm saying? I know people that went to prison for things they ain't do. Jermaine 419, what's up, family? Invest in yourself was good. I have a friend that transitioned, passed away in prison, and he went and stood on his square for a crime he didn't even commit. So what does that mean, brother? Nothing. He got framed. He didn't volunteer. He didn't raise his hand to go there. What you mean? I was facing an 8 to 25, great brother. Via Ferrer was good. Jackie said, "Can you please take my super chat down? I'm tired of looking at myself." Lloyd Freeman was good. Brother, I faced the 8 to 25, great brother. And luckily I didn't do it. You think I'm okay, great brother, you're Latino. Salute to you, great brother. Blessings to you. Mike Williams, see, yeah, that's why she said turn you down. Mike, leave it up. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was facing the 8 to 25, great brother. I'm just happy that they ain't giving me the time. That's the only difference. Monza Man Samusa LLC was good. But sometimes people just be throwing that out there like that's supposed to make people nervous. Or Cabadan 24, what's up? Or that's supposed to be some sort of deterrent. Hey, let me stand down. You've been in prison, bro. You didn't volunteer to go there. I don't even know why you even mentioned that. Anyway, the link is in the chat, great brother. My Latino brother. Via Ferrer, what's good? Here go the link again, just in case you missed it. I ain't scared of nothing. I went to prison. That wasn't a choice. And bro, just because you went to prison don't make you tough. Actually, it makes you non-tough. That means you was doing illegal things in the street instead of dealing with the tough times in a legal way. That's all that means. In all actuality, you know who the tough people? The people that do it the right way, the hard way, and go through the struggle and tread through the mud with their boots on high and pull up their britches and don't try to take an easy way or a shortcut. That's who the tough people are. You know, it's tough. My mother, when my father was serving 10 years in prison, right? You know, my father was doing 10 years in prison, and my mother was working at the Empire State Building and working at the post office all at the same time, taking public transportation with multiple kids, traveling from Harlem to Long Island and back to the city downtown. That's who's tough, bro. No, my father was sitting on ice for 10 years, great brother. That's the difference. She's tough. She went through getting on them trains, getting up early, dropping her kids off, leaving her kids to spend the night because she had to work doubles and multiple jobs, and she had to take the subway, and the subway wasn't working. And my father was sitting on ice, three meals and a cot, bro. You understand me? That's tough. That's somebody that's tough, bro. Scotty Vaughn was good. So that you want to talk about somebody that's tough? That's somebody's tough, man. My mom. And then on top of it, at the post office, she ended up breaking her back at the post office and having to retire from all her jobs. That's somebody that's tough. She ended up having to have knee surgery on both her knees because she broke her back at work at the post office, traveling back and forth to support her family as a single parent. My father was doing 10 years on ice. That's somebody that's tough. No, she was out in the trenches and he was sitting down. That's the difference. G-Man King said, Blue, I like you, but you be hating on Canelo. Well, the link is in the chat. The link is in the chat, man. Dion Dub, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue. He said, who you leaning towards, Blue, Boo Boo, or Mexican Monster? That's a tough one. It's an extremely tough fight, great brother. That's a very, very tough fight, man. That's a fight where, I know that the skill set of Demetrius Andrade I know the skill set of David Benavidez. Demetrius Andre's skill set says that he should be able to win this fight. On the flip side of that, right?
All right.
So Demetrius Andre's skill set and talent screams to that he should be able to win the fight, right? You have the skill set of David Benavidez. David Benavidez doesn't have a lot of defense. David Benavidez, he gets hit a lot. Andrade is more elusive. Andrade is a southpaw. He should be able to win the fight. But on the flip side of it, right, you just never know because it's a boxing match. You understand? So because it's a boxing match, I don't know what version of Demetrius Andre I'm going to get. I don't know what version of David Benavidez. Well, I pretty much know what version of David Benavidez we're going to get because he's very, very consistent. But at the end of the day, Demetrius Andre has been very inactive. There's a lot going on with Demetrius Andre. He's been on ice. He's older. Andre is like 35 years old. You know what I'm saying? Got a lot of talent, got a lot of skills, but you just never know. You know what I'm saying? I would favor Demetrius Andre, but the pressure of David Benavidez, the skill set of David Benavidez, the hunger of David Benavidez, and that could prove to be enough to be the difference. You know what I'm saying? That could very well prove to be the difference. You know what I'm saying? Ring rivals with A-Side, my brother, Armstrong Consultant, my brother, my co-host in the building in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. I have to be up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. A-Side can't make it in tonight. Good brother, you are going to have to click the link on your own tonight. Uh-oh. Jet Lag Travel World was good. Hey, great brother. A-Side said he can't make it. So you know what that means. Biscuit Joy got to come on in here. Daniel Sloan, what's up, family? Dodo Mike Jackson, what's up, family?
Man, that's what's up. Now you said it right. All this time, Blue.
What I was saying?
I was passing up on it. You've been saying Dodamic.
Oh, that's how I've been saying.
Which is cool.
Hey, bro.
Hey, which is cool. You made me think of a new name with that. But it's Dodo Mike, man.
Hey, bro.
That's why I spelled it. That's why I spelled it in the parentheses like that.
Yeah, yo, listen. Fun fact, I don't see little letters very well, so I always type in all caps. That's why I type everything in caps.
Yeah.
And so, you know what I mean? When I look at the little letters, especially with the chat moving, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, it's hard for me to see. So once I get in a rhythm, I stick with it. And so if I see your name in there, you know what I mean? And I say, oh, Dodamic. You know what I'm saying? Dodamic, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I wanted to tell you shit. You can only get do with 2 letters, and if you and do gotta be split up. So if you look at it, it's like people like to say doo doo, but you can only get do when you're splitting up the word.
Right.
So so I knew why you were saying Dodamic, because it was You was not doing what I was talking about, what most people do.
Right. Breaking it up.
Right, but it's really dodo.
Right. Yeah, I can see it now. Now I can see it way clearer.
Right.
Yeah, I can see it way clearer now.
Because I put it together.
Yes, sir.
But
what
this
you
Mike
got?
this Mike Jack, man. I'm an artist, you know what I'm saying, out of Louisiana. But I've been on your stuff, man. You know, I be watching that boxing, boy. Ain't nothing like that boxing, boy. It's real.
Oh, you out there in the man, I ain't been in Louisiana in my life, man.
Oh, it got much talent out here, really. My daddy was a professional out of Cali. I got Cali and I'm Cali Lou. I got Cali and Louisiana in me.
See, I got to get out there, man, because I know the history and the culture is rich there, bro.
Yeah, it's gutter, and we got smarts, man.
Yeah.
But most people don't be thinking that it's like an advantage for a Southern person though. When you go into the situation when somebody thinking like you slow,
right?
But you really is a disguise. You know what I'm saying? That's perfect.
Yeah, it's advantage.
For the South.
Right,
and that's what got them boys, them Charlo brothers looking good, and that's why they act like they act.
They definitely got an edge to them.
They got a certain act, man.
Facts. Hey, but great brother, let me go ahead. I'm trying to get this biscuit man on here so I could cook them. You know what I'm saying? So we can all eat tonight.
Look, I know I'm ready for it, but before you go, I wanted to put a little $2 super chat up a while ago. They wouldn't let me do it, but I was gonna state that some in your title.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a lot of reality when Bud stay at 140 to 147 and even in that range.
Mm-hmm.
If Bud stay in between 140 and 147, we're gonna see a lot of boxing action. Period. Mm-hmm. Just look around.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's a lot more action if he stay at 140 to 147 than action, with them mysterious guys, I call them. Because up in the 154 and 168, there's a lot of mysterious shit going on. Excuse my language. But it's just you don't really know. Like Canelo losing to Beaver.
Right.
You just never really know.
Yeah, it's a lot of bouncing around there because it's not a lot of marquee names there. So they got
look how Tony Harris got with Charlo that first fight.
Mm-hmm.
It really wasn't surprising to me.
Yeah, because you know why? It's a lot of movement. Because there's not a lot of marquee names in those weight classes. So you gotta fish for the money, for them marquee names, for them big fights. So all that bouncing around, you gotta try to pinpoint. That's why Canelo, you know what I'm saying? Now he the
only one got the money right now to that situation with them.
Yeah.
He the one holding the big money in that range.
He built it up before he got there. That's why.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's what he did.
Even though the embarrassing loss to Mayweather.
Yeah, he got passed the baton though. You understand what I'm saying? He got directly passed the baton by Floyd. Floyd, he don't get enough credit for the way he helped build up these fighters, man. Like he directly passed Tank and Canelo the baton, man, and they superstars.
Right. You hit it head on, bro. Yeah. You always do, man. Yeah. But look, I'm getting ready to see what you cooking, baby.
All right, great brother. I appreciate you. Hey, if you don't come back on in the next 20 minutes, then just click the link, come back in.
Bet.
All right. Man, it froze. Salute to my brother General Soul in the super chat, dropping that 500 on your boy Blue. Salute to my brother General Soul coming through, studding up, holding your boy Blue down and showing me love and dropping that 500 on on your boy Blue in the super chat. General Soul, man, I appreciate you 1000%, man. Always coming through, showing me love, man. It's much appreciated, great brother. Charles Edward Cheese, what's good with your cheese? Jason Bourne, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a hundo on your boy Blue in the super chat. Blue, I don't know, King. I think Demetrius is going to tame the monster like Bernard tamed Pavlik. Hey, Jason Bourne, you know what's so funny? You know what's so ironic? Is I was thinking the exact same thing. Jason Bourne. Jay Lynn, peace and blessings, Queen. How you feeling? Mook the villain. Test bars at 0218. What's good? What? Gigi, it is bedtime. You can't be out here doing live streams with me this late. You understand what I'm trying to tell you, girl? Huh? You over here cheesing. It's 11 o'clock at night. So I was thinking the same thing, Jason Bourne. I'm like, man, listen, you know, that fight with Bernard Hopkins and Kelly Pavlik, it put me in the same exact. It's funny you said that, bro, because I was thinking the same exact thing. Jason Bourne, I kid you not. I'm like, man, it could be one of those fights. And you threw that out there, bro. Man, Jason Bourne, I gotta go with Andre, bro. That's ironic. Southbound 3000, what's up? Edwin Burks, what's up, family? Where you been at, brother? In the super chat. Salute to my brother Edwin Burks, man. Hey, Jason Bourne, bro, I'm leaning towards Kelly. I'll get ready to say Kelly Pavlik. Lawrence Brazier, what's up, family? Kirk Jones, what's up, family? Jason Bourne, hey, bro, the irony that you threw that fight of all fights, and I've been thinking about that the entire time. I just thought about that, and I'm in my car driving. I'm like, man, what if Andre? Because I was just watching an interview, Jason Bourne, with Coach Andre Rozier and Andre on Punch Drunk Boxing. Dietrich Shellman, what's up, family? Reginald Fields, what's good? That's so wild that you would say that fight of all things, because that's the fight I turn to. I'm like, man, and I'm watching that interview with Andre Rozier, and I'm watching the interview with Andre Rozier and Andre, and I'm like, thinking about that fight, and you throw that fight out at me. That's interesting, bro. That's interesting. My brother Marco in the building. What's good with you, Marco? Marco, you can hear me? There he is. What's good, great brother? Your mic is off or something. I can't hear you. Yeah, cheese. If Andre do that, Dub C, what's up, family? My brother Marco Boxing right there, man. The sports guy, what's good? So I was thinking that, man. Hey, Jason Bourne, man, that was like confirmation for me, bro.
You hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. What's good, great brother?
We did it. What's going on?
Yes, sir. Salute. Got my brother Marco Boxing in the building, man. Hey, Marco, drop the link to your channel in the chat so people can subscribe to your channel.
I shall. Appreciate you, as usual.
You already know, great brother.
You guys talking about?
Hey, so I was thinking about this, right, Marco? They was I don't know if you heard the interview with Coach Calvin, and he said that Tank would be the perfect person to get Spence ready for the rematch. Did you hear that?
I did not.
So he did an interview with why is his name slipping my mind right now? Let me pin that up in the chat. He just did an interview with Mill City.
Oh, okay.
And then he's Mill asked him, he said, who do you think would be the perfect sparring partner to get him? Go subscribe to my brother Marco Boston. His channel's right there. I just pinned it up in the chat. So click the link and subscribe to my brother Marco Boston.
Thank you.
No doubt, great brother. Derek Gordon, 16 Deuce, Big G. What up, family? So he said the perfect person to get him ready is Tank. And
to get who ready?
To get Spence ready for Crawford rematch, the perfect person is Tank. Which is very, very, like surprising to me because of the physical attributes, right? They fight nothing alike. He fights at 135. He's 5'5" with a 67-inch arm. Crawford got extremely long arms, 7-inch arms. He's 5'8". You know what I mean? Their styles is different. But then I thought about it, right? So I want you to touch on both of those things. So then I thought about this. On the flip side of it, if he could prepare Spence for the rematch, then can he beat him?
Huh. Well, I think so. From my own experience too, when you get in there with somebody smaller and faster, that adds a level in itself, very valuable, right?
Mm-hmm.
But and the power's there, but does the power really land like it would for somebody his own weight? That we don't know. I don't know. I don't really see. I don't agree with it fully. It can't hurt, but I don't know if it'd be the best route to go. What do you think?
Me personally, I think it does nothing for Spence.
Yeah.
Outside of him being a southpaw and having power, it really does nothing for Spence.
Yeah. It's a strange maybe. And what would be the benefit of Tank even doing that? Like, why would Calvin say that? Maybe because they want to spar with Spence? I don't get it.
Yeah, he said that Tank wanted to feel his power. He always wanted to spar with Spence, but Spence don't have time for project experiments. He got a short window. They talk about fighting in December. He has an extremely short window that he has to start truly accurately, strategically preparing for Terence Crawford.
I mean, what do you think are the real chances that Errol's going to accept that at 47 anyway?
Well, so a member for his team hit me up and said, "Look, you got it wrong, Blue. We're going to take the fight. Errol just won his get back." That's what they told me.
Oh, and it's a reliable,
Yeah, there's definitely somebody from his team. Now, on the flip side of that, I was told somebody from the business side that he is going to, plan B if Terence is standing on the square with the 147 demands, that plan B would be to go in a different direction and start looking to get a title at 54. Now, he's already registered. He's number 3 in the WBC at 154. So
do you even want to see this rematch? Because I don't think I do.
Me personally, I'm more intrigued if it takes place at 154. If it's at 147, I'm not interested.
Right.
At 154, just because I want to see, I'm just curious to see if Errol could be more energetic, more of himself, because so many people saying he's not himself. So I just want to see, I'm curious, my curiosity want to see how he looks at 54 against Crawford. But if it's at 147, and I don't think he can win at 154, even if he's better, because Crawford was better at everything.
Yeah.
Right. So even if he get Right. So, right, Marco, if he get better in 2 areas, Crawford still was better in the rest of he checked all the boxes.
Right. It's, to me, Spence looked a little off in terms of the way his face looked. I think we talked about this.
Right.
His speech was a little slower. He looked, his face was sad. His eyelids were lower. But the fight was so one-sided that to me, that would have made a difference how he looked if it was close. Then I'm like, oh, maybe whatever was slightly wrong with him, if anything.
Right.
But it was such a lopsided victory. I don't think, it doesn't matter.
Right. Like his hand speed was slower, his foot speed was slower, his jab was everything. Like he wasn't stronger than him. His timing was off. It's like, okay, if you get better in 2 areas, at best it makes it more competitive.
Right.
But do you win? Like you got to get better you got to cut all those attributes completely in half to say that you even have a chance to win.
Right. And time right now is in a way an enemy of Bud because he's getting older. So
right.
Does he really want to waste another 6 months or whatever it is to rematch? He wants to move on to create his legacy.
Right. Right. And he's 36 next week.
Right. So, we want to, but then, and I think I don't know if we talked about this, but let's say Charlo and Canelo get tied up in a rematch, which is very possible.
Mm-hmm.
Who does Bud fight then? Next, if it's not EJ and if it's not Charlo or Canelo, is there anybody left?
Right. So that's why I said I'm not appalled to it. Because the options for Crawford is limited as far as big fights. Right? You either gonna fight Spence in a rematch. See, my thing is he gotta stay active.
Right.
Right? Because again, like we said, now he has next week. The fight is next week, so he don't have to make a decision till next week.
It's next Saturday, huh?
Next Saturday.
Woo!
Next Saturday. So he can wait till next Saturday, see how things play out, and then start heading in that direction. Because if Jermell Charlo wins, then he has to know they're going to rematch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you might be privy to this information, but do you know if the contract has any kind of stipulations regarding rematch?
I don't, but I'll find out next week for sure. Solid. But I'm just hard pressed right now to see Canelo lose to Jermell and don't have a rematch clause, because Canelo go in every fight with a rematch clause.
Does he? Okay. Yeah. I'm with you. Jermell might not have one.
Jermell might not have it.
Right.
But Canelo, remember Canelo and Caleb Plant was supposed to fight in September, and it fell apart because Canelo was like, listen, I want a one-way rematch clause. And he was like, listen, if you and if I get hurt, remember Caleb Plant revealed it. If he get hurt, if Canelo got hurt, Caleb Plant couldn't fight nobody. He had to wait for him to heal. But if Caleb Plant got hurt, Canelo could fight somebody and waiting for. And Caleb Plant was like, bro, what kind of demands are we doing here?
That's some mob boss mafia type shit.
Right. So that's my thing, Marco. So what's the chances that he don't have a rematch clause for this fight?
Unlikely. And that, the fight I'd want to see, which I think would be which would be very competitive, would be Boots, but Bud made it clear that he doesn't want to go that route. And I understand that, actually.
Right. And so this is what I was saying, right, Marco? Because if you wait till next week, you see how the results is, right? If Canelo loses, more than likely he's gonna rematch him, and we know the date. It's gonna be Cinco de Mayo. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Canelo's gonna fight. He ain't gonna fight till May. So they fight in September. He ain't gonna fight again till May. And then his next fight, if he win the rematch, his next fight ain't gonna be till September. So that means you've been out the ring from July to September of next year, and you'll be 37 next September.
Right.
You'll be 37. So you don't stay active in that time.
Yeah.
Suddenly, Father Time could tap you on the shoulder.
And the problem, the way I see it, is if all these events unfold where, I mean, because now you told me that Errol's probably going to take the fight, so I thought that wasn't happening. But let's say he doesn't take it. Let's say, there's no rematch. Charlo Canelo are tied up in a rematch. Really, who does he fight? I mean, who would he fight? Because he, like you're saying, he's have to stay a little active, fight somebody.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It makes sense for me. Although, whether it's at 47 or not, go ahead and fight Spence. Or if you're not, fight Boots.
Boots, or I mean, Thurman's there. I don't know if he'd want to
Thurman.
do that.
Right.
Or Tim Tszyu for the title.
Well, Tim Tszyu's getting ready to fight Mendoza.
Right. Is that for the title? For the WBO?
Yeah, for the WBO. Because remember, they're going to introduce Jermell as the champion, but as soon as that's over, Tim Tszyu is going to be elevated. So he'll be the belt holder, and which I don't understand, right? Because he's the regular champion or something like that, the interim champion for the WBC. Brendan Mendoza is when he just beat Fundora.
Yeah.
Right. And remember, they took Boots out the rankings as soon as he won the IBF regular belt or interim, whatever.
Right.
They took him out of all the other sanction bodies. Like, oh, you a champion. They took him out the rankings.
Shit. Yeah, man. I mean,
so how was Mendoza fighting the WBO champion? That's almost like a unification.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The politics are very jumbled.
Yeah. But yeah, so they actually, I believe I saw something that said that they're gonna fight the end of October.
Who?
Tim Tszyu and Mendoza.
Okay. Yeah, I mean Tim Tszyu, I'm still
in Australia.
I'm not sold on. The one thing I love about Tim Tszyu, and you could appreciate this, we're about the same age. The resemblance to his pops is striking. I feel like I'm back in the 90s watching his pops.
Watching Costa Tszyu all over again.
Because his dad was a
thumper. Thumper.
Oof.
Yep. He's a thumper.
He doesn't get brought up enough, too, in all-time great welterweight conversations.
No, because the last impression of him quitting on the stool with Ricky Hatton was bad.
And the fight was, if I remember correctly, that fight was actually kind of close, too. What was he doing?
It was competitive, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he got tired or something like that. Like, he wasn't hurt.
Yeah.
He wasn't hurt. It was the pace of the fight.
You know what, though? Didn't Hatton make Castillo do the same thing?
I think he did.
So maybe it's something in Hatton.
Yeah, they both was old too.
They were, but both not known for quitting. I mean, Castillo was in the greatest fight I've ever seen with my two eyes, which is
him and Corrales.
One.
Yeah.
So Hatton, and then of course Floyd made Hatton look like nothing, but
right.
Yeah, I used to love watching Costa. I was just talking to Zab the other day, and he always brings up that loss. He always brings up how he reacted to the loss, how he wanted to fight everybody around him.
Yeah, that was the weirdest thing, bro. Yo, Zab has some of the weirdest losses in boxing history, didn't he?
What's another one?
The Boulderman fight.
What happened there? I know he lost by decision, I thought.
Yeah, he lost by decision, but it was like a weird fight. Like,
like what? Right.
Yeah, like it was like a tune. Remember, it was a tune-up for Floyd.
Yeah, and he still got the Floyd
and
fight.
He was undisputed. Remember, he was supposed to.
I do.
Him and Floyd for undisputed was mega.
So, and technically, Baltimore should be undisputed. Should be the last undisputed, but because I think he couldn't pay the sanctioning fees.
Yeah, he chose not to. Yeah, two of the belts, he chose not to pay the sanction fees.
Right, but
and which ruined Floyd's opportunity to become undisputed.
Oh, yeah. Good point. I guess I've never really put too much levity on belts, personally.
Yeah. But just imagine Floyd and Zab was going to fight for undisputed.
I know.
That was huge, man.
And that fight before Zab lost was like people were actually giving Zab a decent chance. Not favored, but a decent chance because Zab looked great.
Yeah. He's the only fighter I saw ever outboxing Floyd.
And the only guy to drop him, even though they didn't call it.
Yeah, he definitely stumbled him.
Yeah, he was.
He used his glove to hold him up.
Yeah, well, Floyd fell. He went down. Just the referee called it a slip.
Mm-hmm.
And his glove, yeah, right. His ass didn't hit the ground, but if the glove hits the ground, that's still a
Yeah,
knock.
yeah. Your glove can't touch the canvas.
Right, he went down, but
He used the glove to keep him up. He used his hand to keep his balance.
I mean that zab, right? The first 4 rounds, that zab would give any fighter in history a hard, tough run.
Oh man, Zab in the first half of the Cotto fight, and the first half of the Floyd fight.
Yep.
It had nothing to do with his talent. It just had to do with his durability.
His durability, his gas tank, I suppose.
Yeah. Enjoying life outside the sport.
Yeah. I mean, it's a man, I had, I talk from experience myself. Obviously, I wasn't at the level of those guys, but it's tough to maintain in boxing. It is so tough to maintain that kind of intensity.
Right.
Constantly. It is really rough because the human body and the brain is not meant to be in that fight state all the time. Right. It's just not.
All the time. It's not. No, you want to enjoy and live. And that's why some fighters it's an obsession.
Yeah.
Floyd is obsessed with boxing.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. That matter of fact, Michael Jordan, Kobe, obsessed with
Michael
basketball.
Hey, it's funny. I just said that. I tell them that all the time.
Oh, you do?
It's certain fighters that have that type of obsession.
Yeah.
And it's Michael Jordan, it's Kobe Bryant.
Yep.
Floyd Mayweather. They addicted to the sport. They're addicted to being the best.
Yep.
They are Michael Jackson of sports.
Yep.
They that's why right now, rest Kobe, he's transitioned. But if you look at Michael Jordan and Floyd now, they still can't part ways from the sport because they don't know how to live. They don't know how to do anything else.
Yeah. And the competitive streak Michael's competitive streak was, that shit was an obsession.
Really. It's ridiculous. But that's what made Kobe so iconic right before it all came to an end, is because he transitioned all that into his daughters of all people, and somewhat got over it. He didn't get over it, but he learned how to live, and he became human to the regular public. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
He became a human being instead of Kobe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We started to see him as a dad, and you know what I mean? You don't see Michael Jordan other than Michael Jordan.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's all you see.
Yeah. That's all you see. That's why it's so cool to see Floyd with his grandson.
I know, teaching him how to throw punches and all that.
Yeah. But even that, look, still in the sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Still in the sport. Salute to my brother Edwin Burks in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. Appreciate you, great brother. Much love to you. Macadocian Mac of the South, what's good? But what you think about this Charlo Canelo fight, man? What chances do you give Charlo to win this fight?
I think Charlo has all the tools to possibly pull off an upset.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This isn't a fight where I'm like, if I had to do percentage, I'm leaning. You got to lean towards Canelo, especially because he conceivably has the size advantage, the weight advantage. Well, not the height, but the weight, the frame, the experience. I would say 65-45 Canelo. I would say, because Charlo is most likely not going to knock him out, because if Triple G won't make him blink, you know what I'm saying? But what if Charlo shows us something? What if he exploits and shows vulnerabilities that we haven't seen? It's possible. Unlikely, I suppose, at this stage in Canelo's career. But, that's a fight that, I give him somewhat of a chance. It's funny, you earlier you were talking about Benavidez and Boo Boo, and you and me usually agree, but in this one, I don't see Boo Boo having much of a chance at all. This is no. I think Benavidez has, and I do think Benavidez has good defense. He showed some of that with Plant. He had good waist movement. I think he's going to prove to everybody that he's more than just a pressure fighter that just walks people down in this fight.
So you think he's going to box Boo Boo?
No, but I think I think he's going to walk him down, but he's going to show good skill in eluding punches on the way doing it.
Strategically.
Yes, and he'll be able to make Boo Boo miss, and he'll have good defense, either waist movement, head movement, or just parrying. I do. I think Benavidez is underrated. Yeah, I think he beats Boo Boo. I think he beats Boo Boo in the same fashion he beat Plant. But it's boxing. You never know. But that's
Right.
But with Charlo and Canelo, I think it's a little more. In my opinion, I'm not as sure that Canelo's going to win. I pick him. I mean, who do you got?
So let me ask you this question before I tell you about that. Right. So in Canelo's last 3 fights, he said in this fight he's surgically repaired. He had a full training camp, no injuries. He's 100% sparring, 100% training. Right. Unlike in the past 3 fights, he said the Bivol fight, the Triple G third fight, and the Ryder fight, he said he wasn't himself. He said we're gonna see the best version of himself in this fight that we didn't get in those fights.
Yep.
So if we get Canelo Alvarez that fought Caleb Plant, I think that if Jermell Charlo, there's so many different things that's keeping me up at night with leaning towards Jermell Charlo.
Okay.
The inactivity is 16 months. He ain't fight.
True.
And it wasn't by choice. It's because he broke his hand on top of it.
Right.
Which is his lead hand, which is, in my opinion, and you could give yours, my opinion, that's the most important punch that he have in this entire equation to be able to control the distance and to control the pace of the fight and to keep Canelo inactive, is to use that jab to keep him at bay. Because when I watched Jermell Charlo, I rewatched the Brian Castano fight, and Argentinians have a very unique way of finding their way on the inside. But when I watched the Castano fight again, he made so many mistakes. And again, like you said, it's boxing, right? He makes so many mistakes. He squared up at least twice every round.
Right.
Right. And he did it subconsciously, meaning that it was a habit. It's a bad habit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not to escape. It's just a bad habit that he displayed. And every time he did it in the early rounds, Castano made him pay or almost made him pay.
Right.
He popped his head back. He made him pay for it. Right.
Right.
And those things, I'm like, man, you replace him, Castano, and we know the triangle theory doesn't work, right? But you replace him with Canelo in that situation, he's in trouble, man.
He's like Canelo's like a better, stronger, more polished version of Castano in a way.
Oh, Castano, right. With faster hands.
Right. So yeah, I get what you're saying. Absolutely. Yeah. But in the rematch, Charlo looked pretty good against Castano. So,
well, that was the rematch. The last
one I was about the rematch.
That was the second fight. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. Yeah, so stylistically, because all we could do is deduce what we can from similar bouts. That's all we could do in trying to come up with who we think. So, yeah, I'm with you. I think it's So you're leaning towards Jermell?
I'm leaning towards. Initially, I'm leaning towards Jermell Charlo. Right. Initially, I was leaning towards Jermell Charlo. Then, when he made a point to tell us 2 things that jumped out at me. One, he said, and I don't know if he purposely said this or I don't know what the reason was, but he said, as I started gaining weight, and I take Jermell Charlo at his word. Right, Jermell Charlo is not somebody that I take that's just make up stories. I have never seen him make up a story. You know what I'm saying? He's never contradicted himself to me. You know, plenty of fighters do it. He's never done that, right? Okay. So I take him at his word because he seems to be straightforward. And when he said, "Hey, man, when I was gaining weight," he speaks from his heart and honesty, in my opinion. And he said, "Man, when I was gaining weight, I started getting slower. Then we had to go back to the lab and we had to figure out how to go back and keep my speed." That was alarming to me. And then when he kept, he told us how he goes and we know all access is for entertainment purposes.
Right.
So it could be an act. But then he's showing, and we don't know how old it is either, right? These clips are. Because one of the clips they showed us, it was before Errol Spence and Terence Crawford even fought. When he was training with Derrick James, that was before they even fought. So we don't know how old the clips are, right? But then he showed that clip when he was getting his hand done and worked on, and I'm like, man, if you ain't 100% of yourself when you go into these fights, especially 16 months off going into a fight with Canelo, coming off an injury going into a fight with Canelo, moving up 2 weight classes going into a fight with Canelo, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's stacked against him, in that situation. But initially I'm like, man, he got all the talent, all the skills, and the size. He's not a little guy. He's about 5'11" and a half. He got a 74-inch arm reach, so he's bigger. He got a bigger frame. I'm not worrying about him packing on the weight. My only concern would be in the second half of the fight. Does that weight start to play a part in the second half of the fight?
One thing I kind of see about Charlo is he conceivably, to win this fight, he's going to have to move. A lot of movement, right? To me, though, when I see him move, he tends to be a little off balance when he moves.
Exactly.
It's not a smooth movement. It's not a smooth strike. And that might be a big problem against Canelo.
Right. And see, that's what I was saying. Because you watched the second fight with Castano, just watch that fight again tonight, right? When he was escaping or when he was moving, he squared up a lot of times, like in escaping. And Castano was close enough that, to me, he didn't judge the distance, right? And Castano is smaller than Canelo.
Yeah.
He's shorter than Canelo. He got shorter arms than Canelo.
Yeah.
And Castano was just pop, pop. Like, he was right there at those moments. It's like every time he knew Jermell was going to square up at those points, they studied that, and he didn't let him get away with it. You know what I mean?
You know what, though? Jermell needs to square up a couple times and get respect by landing something hard. He has to. Because if he doesn't get any respect from his power, that's
Canelo going to keep coming.
There's no chance. Yeah, there's no chance, So him squaring up might not be the worst thing. Just, does he have do you think he has the power to get a little respect?
I do. And so my thing is, right, it's not the squaring up. Well, for me, to get the respect from the power, it's his power jab to get the respect from Canelo. Throw his jab with enough conviction and enough power to make Canelo respect his jab, right? And be concerned with his jab. And then he could hide the right hand behind it. I think it's the jab that he has to land with conviction, like Terence Crawford landed his jab on Errol Spence with conviction, and that's what ultimately got the party started, right? Where Errol had the issues with the jab. It was a heavy jab, it was a hard jab, and that was the difference. Because Terence Crawford, every time Errol Spence did something, he reacted with the jab, and then he'll follow up with with the punch combination, so on and so forth. But it was the jab that got the party started.
Yeah. Canelo has a very good pull counter, though, over the jab.
Very good pull counter.
Yeah. So, it's hard to tell because Canelo did not look good against Bivol, and obviously didn't look good against Ryder, right? That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But is that really what he's saying? Is it his hand was hurt or what? Not his hand, but whatever was wrong with him.
It was the shoulder in his hand. Yeah.
Okay. And it's possible, a lot of fighters bring things up. People say it's excuses, but it could be true. I mean, maybe he shouldn't have fought if that was the case, but it could be true.
He definitely had surgery on both.
There you go. So, and that could make so we could see a different Canelo, because before those two fights, Canelo was looking like Jesus, like he was beating everybody and looking like you didn't see any kinks in his armor. I mean, his defense was on point, his power, everything. Right?
Yep. The only shortcoming he had was his foot speed.
Right, but he still was able to cut the ring off, and he was able to get where he needed to get.
Yeah, he strategically cuts the ring off.
Yeah, he was able to do what he needs to do. So, I thought he bit off more than he could chew at light heavyweight, because he beat Kovalev, which gassed him up big time. So I didn't remove him off my number one pound for pound list right after the first loss to Bivol, because to me, he was going out of his weight, and I kind of almost didn't count that in a way.
And see, and Bivol is the same height, same arm reach as Jermell Charlo.
Is he? Bivol's 5'11"?
Jermell is like 5'11" and a half, 6 feet.
Yeah. I walked by Jermell. I'm 5'11". He's almost exactly my height.
Yeah, and Bivol is he's like 5'11" and a half, 6 feet.
Yeah.
But his arm reach is not as long as Jermell. He only got 72-inch arms.
I love, by the way, how you got those arm reaches memorized. It is impressive. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, Bivol is 6 feet tall with a 72-inch arm reach, so he's not. Damn. Jermell actually got longer arms than Bivol.
Yeah.
So his frame, obviously Bivol fights at a much higher weight, but he fights 21 pounds above him. But
because Canelo, tell me. Actually, and I don't know if you remember this, but I'm a huge Roy Jones fan. But Bivol versus Canelo showed me slight shades of Roy Jones versus Carver 1, where Canelo just laid on the ropes, was just taking shots and not really throwing anything back, just covering up and taking them.
Right.
I mean, did you notice that? It looked a little uncharacteristic.
Yeah, and Bivol was doing the same thing too. Remember, he was just laying on the ropes and letting Canelo tee off on him.
Was he?
He was just making him miss when he did it, and then he would switch back. And he was kind of juicing him out, draining him out.
Right, but I guess his output was way higher. Canelo's output wasn't high.
Yeah, it wasn't high at all. Yeah, but he kept changing the channel on him, man. He kept giving him different looks, pivoting. But he would pivot with the jab, triple the jab.
And then
sometimes he was giving him a ton of different looks, man.
He was, and his patience to me was crazy, because there were a few times where he had him on the ropes.
Off the charts, man.
Ooh, patient, look great.
Edwin Burks, brother, becoming an official channel member, family member of this here Blue Blood Sports TV. Salute to you, Edwin Burks. We appreciate you, great brother. Claymore, give me 1 second, Claymore. Dewan Menzies, brother, in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. This guy thinks Crawford has a chance to beat Canelo. Now, mind you, Canelo has fought at 175 pounds twice and took punches from Sergey Kovalev and Bivol. Yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
Who's this guy? You or me?
Yeah, me.
That's you. Yeah,
me. Yeah, he's talking to me. He came. He was here earlier.
Oh,
bringing in my brother Claymore Rain. He's talking to me. Claymore, what's up, family? You got to turn it off. Turn this off in the back. My brother Claymore Rain.
Oh yeah, it's the feedback.
Hey, what's good, family? How you living?
Another day, great brother. How you feeling? Got my brother Marco boxing up here.
How you doing?
I'm feeling healthy. Hey, Marco, I love your channel, man. Your interviews
man.
Interviews is needed, man. They felt.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Definitely. I wanted to tap. You know what I mean? To tap into the conversation. I think it's a great conversation, because I got a lot of questions myself about. I'm wondering what kind of Jermell we're going to see coming into this match, and I'm questioning that just off the strength that he's been out 16 plus months at this point. He's had a hand surgery. He's going up in weight, and I'm wondering how confident he is that he's going to be able to win this fight either way. As far as, does he think he's going to get a decision against Canelo? I mean, because his history with the Tony Harrison and Brian Castano, it seems like he wasn't too pleased. Like, the judges haven't necessarily showed him love, like, you know what I mean? Like he thinks he deserved. Now he's going to fight somebody who's like a favorite. Does this man think that he needs to stop Canelo to win? Does he feel that way? Does that make sense? Like, does he? And because when I'm looking at his media workout, is it me, or is this dude like ripping the bag apart? Like, is he like, he's moving around, but he's really trying to like not give up real estate? I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys are the experts here. I'm definitely just a fan watching boxing.
Now, I'll say this, then I'll let Marco go. He did say that he was planning on utilizing a lot of movement.
Mm-hmm.
He said, man, and again, it could be posturing, it could be entertainment, but he did say that, I'm gonna be moving a lot, and I'll be active with my hands, which leads me to believe. And then I saw about 3 training videos he did, and in those training videos, it was all being elusive, right? A lot of movement, avoiding the opponent. Now, again, I don't know what he did. That could be one day in the whole week. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't tell you what he did the rest of the week, but I think that, he definitely is planning to move and box. You know what I mean? But that's what he can be telling us to get the message to Canelo, and then the night of the fight, he flat-footed in front of him. You know what I'm saying? So we just don't know. You know what I mean? But based off of my assessment of based off of my seeing what he's doing, I think he's gonna move. I think he's gonna try to move, try to box him. And remember, when he first started, him and Jermell was the thumper and he was the boxer.
Right.
When he was with Ronnie Shields, right? He was the mover, the boxer. Jermell was the thumper, the puncher. Then when he got with Derrick James, it kind of switched over.
That's
right?
what I'm wondering. Right.
Yeah. But do you want to? I mean, all fighters can be hurt. None of them are Superman, right? But I mean, outside of when Canelo fought Miguel Cotto's brother, when is the last time we saw him visibly hurt? And he's been in there with some big punches, man. He's been in there with Triple G since then. He's been in there with Sergey. I don't care how old he was. The last thing to go is your power. He's been in there with Danny Jacobs. He's been in there with Bivol. He's been in there with some big punches, man. And so I haven't seen him visibly hurt. So is your game plan is to suddenly do something that we've never seen done and hurt him and sit in front of him? Is Canelo, especially if he's healthy, like Marco said, if he bends at the waist very well. He slips punches, he catches punches, he sees everything. He's never flustered. You're not going to get him flustered and bothered, and he's always cool. It don't matter what the scorecards say or what at the moments. Even Bivol fight, even a Mayweather fight, like he was never out of character. Like he's calm, he's collected.
Right.
So suddenly you want to sit in front of him and take chances trying to tee off on that man and get him out of there. Like that wouldn't be wise. I mean, at times, like Marco said, you got to get his attention, but
that too.
Yeah,
what Marco was saying about that as well.
Yeah. But what's your thoughts, Marco?
The question was, what is he? Do I think he's going to dance?
Yeah, you think he's going to move or he going to try to sit down on him?
Well, not necessarily sit down, but do you think, more so the question is, do you think in Charlo's mind he needs to stop Canelo to win, or is Charlo confident enough to fight 12 good rounds and confident that he can get a decision over Canelo?
I don't think most fighters go in with a set goal, like I have to do this. Fighters go in and they're ready to adjust. So I think he just wants to win. He doesn't care how it happens. In his mind, I don't think he's thinking, the judges are going to go against me. I mean, he might be, but the goal is to make, if it's a decision, make it clear enough where it won't be any question. So that's his goal. Obviously, knockout's the best. A one-sided decision is the best. I think Charlo's gonna. I think he trains like most fighters. He trains to be diverse, to switch it up. He's going to move, but he is going to stand in front when he needs to, and he's also going to adjust accordingly to what's happening in front of him. Canelo's reactions are going to dictate what his reactions will be, and so on and so forth, like a chess match.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. As far as Canelo is concerned, should we put any weight in on what Canelo said as far as he sounded like he wanted to highlight skills in this match? He's talking about he hasn't shown us how skillful he is in a long time. What did that mean? You know what I mean? Does that mean like, is he going to be a boxer? Like, is he going to be this boxer, or is he going to be the guy who we've seen at the fighting at this heavier weight class when he's just like teeing off on people and just for me, I feel like I've always seen Canelo just going for like he's trying to end somebody. Is he changing that? What did that mean? Because he seemed. I don't know. Did you guys remember that in that All Access when he was basically saying that the Charlo brothers had threw shots at his skills, saying that he wasn't as skilled to them and that he's going to really show them that he had a lot of skills on that night. He's always looking for some reason to be upset and you know what I'm saying, and take something personal. And
right, need like a motivation.
Focusing on right.
To motivate him. Canelo's going to be Canelo. He's not going to go in there. Like I said, he's never flustered. He's going to take the win. You know what I mean? However, whatever presents itself is what he's going to take. You know what I mean? He's the ultimate quarterback. Whatever the defense is going to give him, he's going to take it. Right? Now, if he feel the need to force it, like he did with Caleb Smith, and he just targeted, because Caleb Smith is so tall, so rangy, he targeted his biceps to make him drop his arms. You know what I mean? He's strategic like that. He has a high ring IQ like that. But is he going to force something just to prove a point? No. That's just not. He's too much of a vet. He's been in this game for too long. He knows. I mean, it's the age-old rule. We know when the knockout presents itself, you go for it, but you never try to force it because you get yourself knocked out trying to get a knockout. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I think on paper, this does not look good for Charlo. On paper. But there's a lot of unanswered. There's a lot of intangibles that we don't know. With me, it's more I know what Canelo's going to do and how he's going to receive punches. For me, it's more what's Charlo going to do and how's he going to receive punches, because not only he's fighting out of his weight class, you know what I mean, and he's fighting somebody he's never fought that level of skill, but also somebody heavier. So that's my question mark, is how's Charlo going to react and how's he going to.
Yeah, I'm definitely wondering the same thing. I'm definitely wondering how's he going to react. And like I said earlier, as far as his mentality, because I don't know, just certain conversations I've heard him have, speaking about how he's going to, I don't know, just like he plans on showing like he's not smaller than Canelo. And I don't know if, is it going to be a battle? I just want to, I'm going for Charlo to win. You know what I'm saying? I want Charlo to win. But it's like, I think the mentality is going to make a difference on how you go in this fight. At one point, he's like humbled by fighting Canelo. He's like, yo, you know what I mean? This is a big fight for me. And then there's another point where it's like, they think I'm somebody and I'm going to show them I'm somebody else. What do you mean you're somebody else? Who are you? Like, are you the same guy you were before the 16-month layoff? Are you that guy? Or have you been like working on being somebody else? And
one thing about too that we have to take into consideration, like Marco said, this is the first time he's fighting on his level. He's jumping up 2 weight classes to do it. And another thing is the moment, the fight itself, and the fact that Canelo puts a lot of mental and physical pressure on his opponents. He's always in front of you. He's never trailing unless you have immense foot speed like Lara did and Floyd did, and he was there with Floyd. He just couldn't. Floyd was making a miss in the phone booth, and Lara started using too much excessive movement. Bavard was pivoting him and making him miss at times in the phone booth as well, and making him pay. But Canelo puts a lot of mental and physical pressure on you, and the magnitude of this fight is that going to fatigue Jermell Charlo without him realizing the mental pressure and the physical pressure that Canelo is constantly in front of you, and the moment itself. You understand the magnitude of the fight, the moment itself. Canelo's been here. He's been in the ring with Floyd. He's been in the ring with Triple G. He's been here. This is not on that level for him.
Even Caleb was. I thought Caleb. You know what I'm saying?
Because of what was at stake. It was for undisputed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So he Canelo has been here 1,000 times over. This moment is another day for him.
Right.
It would be a bigger moment for Canelo rematch Bivol.
Yeah.
The Triple G fight was a bigger, more pressure on him because he had to prove the first fight was a draw.
Right.
Bivol, he lost. You know what I'm saying? So there's a point to prove. So the magnitude of fight, there's a little, but this fight, oh, you best believe. And Canelo, like he said, he's healthy. I'm taking him at his word. I'm going into this fight 100% healthy. It's the moment, the magnitude. I'm gonna put a lot of physical, mental pressure. Canelo knows, bro. You ain't never been here, and you ain't never took a punch from somebody at this weight class, and consistently. Again, like I said, Canelo's gonna take what you give him. So if you give him the body, he's going to take it, and he loves nothing more than to be able to go to your body because he knows eventually you got to stop.
Yeah.
His ultimate weakness is his feet. So once he gets you to stop, and you got to play a game with him, you in trouble.
And that's what we've seen in the past. We've seen Canelo be outboxed, but then eventually kind of do a Wilder / Tank Davis. You might win some rounds, but I'm going to land that shot.
Right.
So that's why this is interesting to me at all, is because Charlo does have the ability to keep him at his range, keep him at his distance, and box him. But the odds that Canelo won't land something that'll change the fight are very, very, he's probably going to do that because that's what he does. It's a skill. Just like Wilder, just like Tank Davis, it's not a lucky punch. It's a skill when you land those shots consistently over your career.
Right. They set those punches up. It's not an accident.
Does he have the ability? Does Charlo have the ability to kind of like take from Caleb and do what Caleb couldn't do, but bring that Caleb? I felt like when Caleb was fighting Canelo, like he had same thing when he was fighting David Benavidez. Like he had a game plan, but it just looked like his wheels just couldn't keep up with the game plan. It looks like
I thought he looked good against Canelo until he got stopped.
Right.
Yeah,
so did what's his face? Billy Joe Saunders was looking pretty good too until he got stopped.
Yeah. The thing with Caleb Plant is like we was just saying, he's not as talented. No slight to Caleb as Zab, but it's like the Zab factor, right? In the first half of fights, Caleb looks exceptional. He made Canelo and Benavidez look like amateurs. They couldn't find him.
Right.
But they consistently put a constant pressure on you that eventually you're going to have to answer that bell. Can you keep that up for 12 rounds? Right.
And is the power there? Because Caleb's power, nobody was worried about it.
Nope.
Right.
But,
and see, Jermell don't move as quickly and as fluid as Caleb Plant moves.
Right.
You think so?
I think so.
He's more stationary. He'll move and then stop and be squared and be flat-footed, where Caleb will move. He'll circle the ring 2 times before he stops.
Right.
And he'll jab while he's moving. Jermell is not going to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't think Jermell can move like Caleb? Pretty much.
No, I think he can, but he doesn't.
Oh, but he doesn't. Okay.
Yeah, he don't. That's not how he moves, but he moves with a bounce, right? If you ever watch him move, there's times where he'll go bounce right, bounce left, in a short area, right? He's not really leaving the area. He's trying to fake you out of which direction he's going to go in. He'll bounce, like he'll be squared up and he'll bounce to his left, bounce to his right, and then he'll escape out to whichever side he wants to, but then once he does, he's back stationary, right, where he's comfortable at. Where Caleb will move, he's moving. You know what I mean? He's jabbing on his feet. You know what I mean? He'll throw a lead right hand while he's moving and go to slip underneath the hooks. Yep. You know what I mean? Where Jermell is not going to move and throw a lead right hand and while he's moving on his feet, and then he's just not going to do that.
So is that good or bad? Like, so which way? Like, in your opinion, like, is that like?
They both can be effective. It just can you keep it up? Can you be defensively responsible and keep up the pace? And like Marco said, get their respect while you're doing it. They didn't have Dave Benavidez nor Canelo have respect for Caleb's power.
Right. I'm leaning towards Canelo. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm just leaning towards Canelo. The one thing I want to see is kind of like when Terence and Errol fought. It was like once you saw Terence had the power and the strength, you knew how the match was gonna go right at that point. Like it was like an understanding. Like, oh, that was kind of what I was looking to see if Errol could do, and he's not doing that. It's gonna be a problem tonight. And I'm wondering if it's the same thing. Like if I want to see if Jermell brings like some like what you were saying, Marco, like something to make him honest, something to make Canelo like be like, oh, all right, I can't. If he can't do that, if he can't get that respect, yeah, man.
And guys who are all-time greats, two divisions heavier, couldn't do that to Canelo. So the odds are Charlo's not going to do that. But we don't know. That's the great thing about the sport.
It's going to be a fun night, guys. It's going to be a fun night.
And that's why I said, ultimately, you got to be able to do it for 12 rounds. You got to be able to do it for 12 rounds. And then the thing is, Canelo knows you got to be able to do it to him for 12 rounds. So he's going to constantly, he's in your face. He's putting pressure on you. And it's a lot to deal with. And that's why I said a big concern for me is if his lead hand and his jab hand is not fully healthy, or this is the first fight he's going to test that hand out in live action.
Mm-hmm. Both of them, right? Both of them.
Well, no, Canelo fought Rada already.
After the surgery?
After the surgery, yeah.
Okay.
That's what he was saying. He still wasn't 100% to train like he wanted to and do everything like he wanted to for the Rada fight. But now this fight, he's fully healed and able to do what he normally does going into this fight. And that's why you're going to see the best version of Canelo Alvarez. And he's also motivated by the fact that, Jermell and Jamal have been calling him out since he was at 54.
Yup. He said it.
They both got motivation here. You know what I'm saying? This is a huge opportunity for Jermell. Huge, man. He win this fight, he's gonna be undisputed in 2 separate weight classes. The second male to do that. He jumping up 2 weight classes to do it. He would beat the face of the sport of boxing in doing it. That's a lot that you.
So Blue, who you leaning towards? I know who you're rooting for. I feel like I know who you're rooting for. Who you leaning towards?
I'm more or less right now. I'm leaning towards Canelo.
Yeah. I know, Marco. I'm going to ask you. I think you're pretty much like, yeah. I'm leaning.
Like,
or do you feel like, I don't know, like, you feel like you think Charlo going to do it?
There's so much of the unknown with Jermell going into this fight, and that's what makes it so intriguing, though. Mm-hmm. Right? It makes it so interesting because if Jermell checks off those boxes, his hand, the weight is not an issue. Mm-hmm. If he checks those boxes off, he got all the tools to beat him.
Yeah, he does. He does have all the tools.
But the thing is, we ain't gonna know till they get in the ring if he check off those boxes. We know what we're gonna get from Canelo. At the very least, you're gonna get what we saw from Ryder.
Right.
I don't think that he's gonna get worse than the Ryder performance. And I think that was his worst performance in recent time, man.
Yeah, if we get that Canelo, Charlo could definitely beat him.
Yeah.
But, probably not because Canelo's he's only looked like that shitty kind of twice in the past, 10, 15 years.
That's what I'm saying. Even the Bivol fight, he didn't look bad. It just Bivol I think Bivol was better than a lot of what most people thought he was.
Right.
Bivol was like the pre-Benavidez to me. Like Bivol was like, I think Benavidez could do that.
Bivol right now, what Bivol did was, and at least to me, he showed us that he's top 5 pound for pound.
Yeah.
Like him and Beterbiev need to fight, but that's a whole different story.
Oh man, I need to see that fight.
Yeah.
And I think he's gonna beat Artur Beterbiev.
I'm not so sure. Beterbiev, Beterbiev to me kind of reminds me of Kovalev and slightly Triple G, where his punches don't look that hard, but they just cripple dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're kind of, maybe it's that European, the way he kind of lands on the side of his fist, doesn't really turn it over, and it comes up top.
But you remember how even in the I want to say it was who did he fight in the unification? It was Glasgow? It wasn't Glasgow, was it?
Who?
Artur Beterbiev.
I don't know.
Man, who was it? Let me see. Because he was getting outboxed in that fight, and you look at some glances. Marcus Brown for the and not too many, but he had some moments where his movement was giving Artur Beterbiev problems, and I'm like, man, Bivol is taller. Alexander Glasgow. Remember that fight, Marco?
I don't.
That was back in 2019.
I don't remember that one. No.
Yeah, that was a big unification bout. That was Alexander Glasgow was it was him, Beterbiev, and Bivol, the three best in the division, and Beterbiev had that unification bout, and he ended up knocking him out in the 10th round, but he was having problems with the movement and the boxing ability of Glasgow.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think Bivol, I'm cool with John Scully, who's one of his co-trainers, and I've talked to Chad Dawson, who has sparred Beterbiev, excuse me, and everything I've heard from people close to Beterbiev is that he has freak show kind of power, and not just his punching power, but his physical strength.
Yeah.
People it almost sounds like they're exaggerating when they talk about it, but they're not.
Right. Yeah. I've heard that, man.
Yeah.
From 3 people that sparred him. I asked what's his name? He used to be with Mayweather. Black kid used to be with Mayweather.
Jay Leon?
No, not Jay Leon's. Oh man, what's his name, man? His name is slipping my mind, man. But I asked him in Vegas. I'm like, man, you think you could fight Artur Beterbiev because y'all sparred? He was like, man, hell no. He ain't even. It was no hesitation, man. He was
no pride.
Man.
He's like, I'm not
put his
fighting
pride to the side, and just
bro. Zero hesitation, bro. I never forget it. We was in the MGM in the food court, and I'm like, man, would you fight? He was like, man, hell no. He was like, man, yo, bro, he was like, that dude hit, and this dude is, man, what's his name? I know you know him, Marco. You interviewed him. He be wearing glasses. I can't remember his name. I think he's from Ohio. From Ohio,
and I interviewed him?
Yeah, man. What's this dude's name? I can see his face and can't think of his name.
Now I'm curious. I don't know who you're talking about.
Now I'm straight brain farting, man. But he was like, man, he said, man, that dude, he said, bro, I ain't never been in the ring. And so I know exactly what you told my Marco, because he was like, I ain't never been in the ring with a dude that physically strong with everything. He was like, yo, is everything is just draining. It's just physically imposing. So I was like, really? He was like, man, I'll fight anybody but him. That's exactly what he told me. I was like, wow, bro.
Man, I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I cannot remember his name. Brown skin. Oh man, he trained in Vegas now. He was with Mayweather Promotions. It's not Tabiti. It's not Badu Jack.
Nah, I never interviewed Badu Jack.
Oh man, it'll come to me.
Was he a heavyweight or a light? He was a light heavyweight.
He a light heavyweight. He was trying to fight Marcus Brown. Band up, what up, nephew, brother in the super chat. He said, salute, Booba, always bringing that fire. Salute, Marco. Salute, Rain. Salute, band up. Yeah, man, I can't remember his name. It's gonna come to me though. It's gonna come to me.
You said he wore glasses?
Yeah, he I don't know if he needs them, like their prescriptions, but he always got on glasses, man. Hilarious, man. When he told me that, we was in the Lonnie B. It's Lonnie B, Marco.
Oh.
Lonnie
okay.
B.
Okay.
Lonnie B. That was Lonnie B.
Yeah.
It was Lonnie B.
Yeah,
Man.
I mean, so if that's true.
Yeah, he told me that, man. We was in a food court. We was in a food court at the MGM, man. It was Wilder Fury fight, I think it was. And I was like, man, Lonnie, man, you fight. He was like, hell no. Immediately, man. He no hesitation. Hesitation. Not a hesitation. I ain't never watched another fighter react to another fighter like that.
That's funny.
No hesitation, bro. No hesitation. No, not a hesitation in the world.
Better be beats him too, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think he does. I just think that dude is just. I just think he's like a European Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? I think his hands are just.
Yeah, he got all knockouts, bro.
Yeah, man, he got heavy hands, man. I just don't know if I don't know. I don't know if Pretty Boy is gonna be the one that stop him.
He fighting Caleb Smith, but he ain't fighting all the way to January, man.
Shit.
And the last time he fought was January of this year. Anthony Yard.
It is what it is.
That's another person. Yard told me, he was like, man, that dude hit ridiculous.
He fought Yard, right?
Yeah, that's his last fight.
Yard could fight too.
Yeah, and Yard got power.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
fight.
Salute to my brother Dodo Mike Jackson, brother in the super chat. He said, "Much love, Blue. I want to see Thurman versus Crawford." I'm with that. If he ain't gonna fight Spence,
I was just about to ask: is Thurman and I heard there was Thurman and Boots were supposed to be getting. That's what Bozy was saying, right?
No, he was just saying that they offered Steven Espinosa offered Thurman the fight, and he turned it down.
He turned it down?
Yeah, well, we knew that already. That's nothing new.
Who turned it down? Thurman?
Yeah, Thurman turned it down.
All that shit he.
So what Thurman was saying that he was never offered the fight, so on and so forth, and so Steven Espinosa was like, we offered him the fight.
I'm telling you, any advisor, manager in their right mind would tell Thurman to stay the fuck away from Boots. I would tell him the same thing. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why? What do you have to gain from that? Let's say you beat him. What do you gain from that?
Mm-hmm.
At your level, at Thurman's level, former champion, but you probably wouldn't beat him.
No, he ain't beating him. Did Thurman go up to 154? Or is he still hanging out 147?
Yeah, 47.
Is he? I don't think
he fought early in his career at 54 though, like Errol Spence did.
Yeah, because there was like a rumor that him and Errol Spence were trying to make a fight at 154 like last year, right?
Yeah, they was talking about it. Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. Well, fellas, I'm not gonna hold y'all up.
Appreciate you, great brother.
Yeah, I actually got to jump off myself, man.
I appreciate the opportunity to speak to two professional. You know what I'm saying?
Luke, great brother.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
I'll hit you later. Appreciate you.
All right, Marco.
All right.
Peace. I'm about to get over here off myself. And my grandbaby over here kicking, screaming, clawing, and scratching. Y'all can hear her in the background. Refusing to go to sleep. She's refusing to go to sleep, man. So we'll be back on tomorrow, man. Neckbone, what's good? T9 Box Class, what's good? Marcus Hall, what's good? I'm gonna go ahead and jump off, man. We'll be back on tomorrow at Beyond the Ring with Nonito and Rachel. Peace and blessings. No, I'll be there on Saturday. Nonito, I'll be there Saturday, great brother. I'll be there Saturday. Maya Egypt, peace and blessings, Queen. All Stokes was good. My brother Nonito Donaire in the building, the legend. The legend, Nonito Donaire in the building, man. It's an honor, great brother. It's always an honor, man. I'll be there on Saturday. Yeah, I'll be there on Saturday, champ. Rockawa, Kokomo, what's up, family? The legend, my great brother. Okay, all right, Nonito. Blessings to you. It's always an honor, great brother, to have a legend like yourself here, great brother. Much love to you, man. I appreciate you. And your beautiful family, great brother. NHD Productions was good. So let me get out of here, people. I appreciate y'all coming through, studying up, holding your boy Blue down and showing me love, man. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like your shady videos. Music Show on my Music TV. What up, family? The Ozarker, what's good? My brother Coda. Coda, how you feeling, great brother? How's your family? How's the mom doing, man? Coda, how's everything going, man? How's everything looking, brother? Yvonne Houdini III, what up, family? Yeah, man, just keep, hold your head up, great brother, and it's unfortunate, man. Game 12306 was good. Said another live stream and no. Yeah, that's how they do your boy Blue, man. They don't send out my notifications. It's all good, though. All good, man. So salute, appreciate y'all, man, coming through, man. So we'll see y'all tomorrow. AK Crowder, man. AK, my brother. AK, I'll catch you later, family. Salute to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all 1,000% tuning in, supporting your boy Blue. I'm gone. Peace.